have almost been hit on the bicycles and the mopeds. The intersection of NC 143 and 28, I don't know how it got designed the way it is. It's dogleg. It gets back to the right real far. We've already had one tractor trailer full of furniture turn over in that curve. So that section of NC 143, the section from Massey Branch to West Buffalo Road, very dangerous. It ties into the Churro Skyway. We have a lot of people that live out in that area that have to travel in the wintertime. And one section of road that's not in our county, but I'm going to speak about, is US 129 from the Topeka Bridge to the Tennessee state line. It's another very dangerous stretch of road. There's been a lot of deaths down there just this year. So, you folks have got a lot to debate on this road. But we have some immediate needs here too, and I would appreciate the state and federal government taking a close look at those as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Odom. Next, we have Hugh Furman.
Hi, I'm Hugh Irwin. Live in Black Mountain, North Carolina. I work as a conservation planner with the Southern Appalachian Forest Coalition. And we're an alliance of 21 grassroots, local, regional, and national conservation groups working on issues throughout the Southern Appalachian region, and represent more than 50,000 people in a variety of groups. Also, on a personal note, I usually spend my vacations in Graham County exactly because it is so remote and so beautiful. And as well as my vacations, usually quite a few weekends and anytime I can get up here. And, the Stokoe Valley has always been, as I'm passing through it, it's always struck me as just a gorgeous, idyllic valley. North Carolina Department of Transportation should seriously consider other viable alternatives to the four-lane proposal outlined in this proposal. There are viable alternatives that would address transportation needs while better safeguarding the streams, scenic vistas, and wildlife habitat in the area between Stokoe and Robbinsville. This area would be devastated by the proposed highway rerouting. The proposed rerouting and four-laning would impact numerous mature forest communities, wildlife habitat, and potentially impacting numerous rare species. In fact, the draft supplemental EIS documents that the proposed project would interrupt areas of forested land with a graded road that would permanently replace vegetation with impervious surface cover. Studies of the effects of roads on wildlife document the habitat loss, avoidance, and mortality that occur with roads, particularly four-lane thoroughfares. Numerous studies have shown behavioral avoidance and mortality associated with roads, and again, particularly high-volume four-lane roads. The proposed highway establishes a new route through the Stokoe Valley and across the Chilliwack Mountains. In addition to habitat loss resulting from actual road construction, remaining wildlife habitat in the whole area would be degraded because the road would fragment habitat and make wildlife movement more difficult and dangerous. The proposed route would cut immediately adjacent to the Chilliwack roadless area. Sights and sounds of the proposed road and highway construction would impact this inventory roadless area. The highway would degrade the semi-primitive, non-motorized setting and natural appearing environment of the area. This impact has implications for both wildlife and recreation. Roadless areas are valuable for wildlife species like black bear that avoid roads. And this roadless area is also an important recreation area, as we've heard other speakers referring to the Appalachian Trail. Large cut and fill banks and cut rock faces would be visible from the Appalachian Trail as revealed by the documentation in this draft supplemental EIS. The document states, in one instance west of Stokoe Creek, the proposed highway cut for the build alternative would be approximately 160 feet high. A cut slope rock face of this magnitude would be visible from miles away and be completely out of scale and character with the surrounding natural appearing landscape. This is from the DOT's documentation. The road proposal is based on the Appalachian Regional Commission plans from over 45 years ago. It's past time for the RC and the DOT and the regions to reevaluate the old transportation plans developed in the 1960s. The new plan should be developed to address the real needs, constraints, and opportunities of the 21st century. It's not responsible to ignore the changing dynamics of fuel prices and availability. It's wasteful to ignore the role alternative transportation, including rail, can play in addressing many transportation needs, such as freight transportation. And it's reckless to minimize the many environmental impacts of roads that have been documented during the past several decades. Thank you.
Okay, that's it for the folks that signed up to speak. Is there anyone that would like to speak that's not already spoken? Come ahead, ma'am. If you would, please state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
My name is Melba Mills-House, and my opinion is probably not going to be very popular here tonight. But that's what's good about America, isn't it? We all have an opinion and we can say it. And we're all neighbors and friends, and I hope we remain so. But nevertheless, we do have inhibited economic development in Graham County. Who could dispute that? We are geographically isolated in Graham County. Who could dispute that? We do have inadequate roads in Graham County, and who can dispute that? And I want to say that I stand here as a lifelong resident of Graham County who's still trying to make a living here. I love Graham County. My property is right in the middle. It'll be taken with either route. I live in Sweetwater Valley. I love Sweetwater Valley. But you know what? I love Graham County, and I've loved growing up here. But I also had to travel 2 hours to go to get my education. 2 hours one way, 2 hours back. So I've done that traveling on these roads, these narrow, crooked roads, and I know what it's like to have to spend hours on the road. And I'm just curious about, I'd just like to see how many people in here have made your living here in Graham County. With a show of hands. Okay, thank you. I hope you can appreciate what I'm trying to say tonight. I'm a native of Graham County who loves it, and I want to see Graham County prosper. I want to see my children be able to stay in Graham County, and I want to see my grandchildren be able to stay in Graham County. And we have to have more jobs for them to be able to do that, or better access to get their education so they can get better jobs. Again, I want to say that I think that quality of life could be measured by better access to health care, and I think this road would provide that for us. I am in health care myself, and I know that sometimes it can mean life and death as to how soon that you can get to a provider, to care. So I think we need that for that reason. And I'm certain that probably should figure in. And I am certain of one thing. I know that nobody can live without an artery. So, let's think about that. I think we need the road. I've heard of this for years, that the road's coming. I think it's time for Graham County to move into the 21st century and build a road.